This month I went through a screenwriting course where we evaluated scripts and really learned how to format and things of that nature. And one of my assignments was to kind of talk to everybody today about what I've really learned through this process. And while I've learned a lot about the technical aspects of screenwriting, from the formatting to some of my strengths and weaknesses as a writer, um, I think one of the really big things that I've learned is on a more personal level, and that's in this industry. And I know we've been told this before, and you've probably heard it as well. You're gonna hear a whole lot of no before you hear yes. And one of the things that I've really learned is by listening to people who have been there, that this isn't something that you're just going to go out and just do, that you're not going to just graduate from film school and say, okay, now I've got a degree, give me money. That just doesn't happen. This is a lot of work. It's a lot of effort, and what you really need to learn is that you just have to keep pushing. You have to keep going and try to really um, sell not only your script and your idea, but sell yourself. And what I mean by that is, of course, let people know that you're going to see the project through, that you're gonna see it to the end. I feel, grown a lot as a writer. I don't really identify as a writer myself. I really fall more into the director producer roles traditionally. It's a lot more of what I'm comfortable with. However, I feel that my voice as a writer has gotten stronger and will continue to do so because of the things that I've learned through this class. There's a lot of things I need to work on. I direct on the page a whole lot, and if you're trying to write a script for other people, you really can't do that. You have to give them room to interpret the story. You don't tell them how to create their shots. They'll do that on their own. You just have to tell a story, and you have to tell a compelling story. We talked a lot through Jenny Jarvis's book, because she's our professor, um, and several of the script writer's Bible, about the dramatic curve. Even though I kind of knew just through watching a lot of film and through my bachelor's, the basics of that, it lays it out for you a lot easier, so that you know when you've really got to have your inciting incident, when you've got to introduce your protagonist, and how to do that, and how to make a character description really pop and really be memorable, how to make a really memorable character. But like I said before, really more than any of that, I feel grown as a professional because of this experience. I really have to say thank you to my professor, uh, Jenny Jarvis. She has been absolutely fantastic in taking someone who is not a comfortable writer and making this process easier. And really showing me, as well as a lot of the other students, that we really need to stop putting those obstacles in our own way. When we tell ourselves, I can't write a story, I can't write a script, well, then of course you're going to fail. If you tell yourself you can't do something before you even try to do it, you're not going to do it. Um, it's also been really refreshing, like I said before, it's been refreshing to see that even the masters of the craft, people who really are considered to be just geniuses at writing these just expansive worlds and these stories that we want to see, and we just want to know more about, they've heard no. And they've heard no multiple times. The average screenwriter doesn't make, like 20, 30 films. They make two or three if they're really good at it in a particular time span. It's oddly encouraging to know that even the greats have failed. and that before I do anything in my career, more than likely I'm going to fail and fail multiple times. But if I'm persistent, if I'm passionate, and if I refuse to quit, maybe someday I'll make something that people love. And I have to be okay with the fact that sometimes it feels like people are going to be beating me up, that they're going to be kicking me while I'm down. Well, eventually I'll be able to get back up. I can't give up because one of my projects isn't good enough. I can't give up when I have to do 12, 13, 14, 15 revisions of a script. There are scripts in Hollywood for major films that went through 30 or 40 revisions before they finally got made. The point and the takeaway of this would be you have to continue working. You have to continue to improve. And if you do get really, really lucky and sell something right out of school, or even before you're done with school, keep trying to improve. There is no such thing as a perfect movie or a perfect screenplay. And as hard as the world can be and the industry can be, you're going to be your own toughest critic. But if you don't put anything on paper, nothing's going to appear there. You're not going to fall asleep and magically have a script in the morning. So, I mean, if you want to be a writer, study the craft, practice the craft, and realize it's not going to be easy. Get out there and create, guys. That's what I'm going to do.